Oh my god. Oh my god. My heart. My heart could not take that entire game. My goodness. My goodness. Holy shit. What was that game? What was that game? I'll tell you what that game was. A Phillies 4-2 victory to take a 2-1 series lead. You know, first game at home, game 3 NLCS. Phillies are now up 2-1. And this was a must-win game for this Phillies team. Coming into this game, we said Ranger Suarez needed to pitch the game of his life. Honestly, I thought he was taken out a little too early because it wasn't really his fault, because the defense, Rhys, Hoskins, Segura, my God. And what a weird game for Segura. Crazy chaos game. I guess this entire postseason just breeds the chaos, because Segura had an error. He had a couple of fantastic plays at second base. He had a 2-run single with 2 outs, and he also got picked off at first base. So, yeah, a weird night for Segura, very chaos-like. And then Rhys Hoskins with another boot on a probably easier ground ball, probably the easiest ground ball that he is going to get. It was kind of the same instance on Segura's booted double play on the, turnaround. Close the glove. It looks like too early, but Rhys, you gotta babies make that. Babies make that play. Little leaguers make that play. Hell, my grandparents who are in the goddamn grave, they make that play. I know that sounds a little wrong, but seriously. Rhys, like, come on, man. Come on. And seriously, all this stuff, and we still found a way to win. The Padres only scored their 2 runs on the 2 errors in this game. Ranger, I thought, was fantastic in this game. He looked really sharp. Wish he stayed a little bit longer, because then, even though you didn't use that many bullpen arms, you stretched him out maybe a little further than you wanted to. Zack goes into that 7th inning. Well, actually, the 6th inning. And then you got Alvarado from the 7th into the beginning of the 8th. And then you get Seranthony to pitch a 6-out save. But a lot of pitches there. 34. Eflin throws 17. Alvarado throws 27. And Seranthony throws 24. And Seranthony was really good. Very good. Alvarado was very good too. So was Eflin, honestly. Even though he did allow 2 hits, I don't think those hits were his fault. Those hits barely left the infield. And then you get the double play. And then you get the double play by Segura in that 6th inning to get out of that 1st and 3rd jam, with Josh Bell pinch hitting there. Kyle Schwarber leads off the game with a home run, setting Citizens Bank Park into an earthquake. Philadelphia probably read, I would say, a 9.1 on the scale for earthquakes. You had chances to score more in that 1st inning too, but sadly Bryce Harper grounded into a double play. Then Nick Castellanos swung at the first pitch and grounded out after Rhys Hoskins and JT Realmuto walked to have 1st and 2nd with no one out. The nerves. And then you get, situations to score more runs. Nick Castellanos somehow woke up, got a 2-out double. Then Alec Boehm gets another one by Juan Soto. Juan Soto, my God. Juan Soto. They say he's a Gold Glove finalist for right field. He doesn't look like a Gold Glover. He does not look like a Gold Glover. Because Bryson Stott had a double that he probably should have stopped. And then that play by Boehm he probably should have stopped. Juan Soto is not a Gold Glover. I don't know why he's getting Gold Glove votes. I don't know why he's a finalist for Gold Glove. Because he does not look good in right field in this series. He just does not. My God. Like, seriously. And then you get into that 9th inning. Seranthony allows the leadoff hit. Doesn't look like he's finding the strike zone. The command's a little off. Probably from that little, going back around for the next inning. Leadoff single to Josh Bell. Then he falls behind Profar. Gets it back to a 3-2 count. And then maybe the swing or the call that changes the momentum of that inning. Third base umpire says Profar swung. It was very close. It could definitely go both ways. You can make the argument that he swung. You can make the argument that he didn't swing. All that matters was the umpire called him out. Profar gets pissed off. He gets tossed. And then Seranthony takes it from there. Gets Grisham to fly out. And then gets Nola to strike out to end the game. So that really built up Sir Anthony's confidence, getting that strike 3 call there. Because honestly, if you walked Profar in that situation, I'm not sure what would happen the rest of the inning. It really turned the tide. It definitely did. That strike 3 call definitely turned the tide in that inning. So that was huge. That was huge. But also at the end of the day, you got to give a lot of credit to Ranger Suarez, even though I don't think he should have been taken out. Just because, okay, maybe you don't want him to face Machado again. You don't want him to face Drury again. But he only threw 68 pitches. The way that the Padres scored, it wasn't his fault. It was the defense behind them. Seriously, you get a play where the Padres score a run where it should have been a double play, but Gene Segura botches the turnaround. And then you get another run scoring eventually because of Rhys Hoskins booting a play. So that needs to be better. A lot of the Padres, they had 7 hits in this game. They started getting harder hits as the game went along, but a lot of their hits early on against Ranger, they were dainty hits, they were bloopy hits, they were lucky hits, hits that just squeaked by the shift, or hits that were just in the perfect spot. Weak hits, basically. So Ranger was good. Ranger was good. Let's not, disrespect Ranger there. I don't think anyone is. I think everyone realizes how good Ranger was in this game. I don't think he should have been taken out that early, but Rob Thompson took a risk, and it worked out. It worked out. Zack Eflin was solid. The defense actually helped them. Jose Alvarado was solid, and then Sir Anthony was great. So that's all that matters at the end of the day. I would like to be better with runners in scoring position because I feel like you left Musgrove way off the hook in that first inning after Schwarber goes deep. Got 2 runners on there to follow up the bomb. And then Bryce grounds into a double play after he had an absolute meatball to crush. He knew he missed it. You saw it on the replay. Then he grounds out into a double play. And then in Castellanos, he grounds out on the first pitch. So overall, runners in scoring position, you were 2 for 7. Left 4 on base. Needs to be a lot better. It definitely needs to be a lot better with runners in scoring position. Definitely a lot better, in my opinion. But let's go through this game. Like I said, Phillies got on the board first. Kyle Schwarber works the count, battles, 6-pitch at bat. Then he gets one that hangs right over the middle of the plate, a cutter, and he sends it into the right field bleachers. 1-0 Phillies there. Phillies can't cash in after 2 walks by Hoskins and JT because of a Bryce Harper ground double play and then the Castellanos ground out. Bottom of the second, Stott with a 1-out double. He gets moved over to third base on a Gene Segura flyout, and then Marsh can't do anything to bring him home. Phillies go down 1-2-3 in the third, and then you go to the top of the fourth. This is where, the mistakes happen. Juan Soto leads off the inning getting hit by a pitch. Manny Machado then gets out. Then Drury gets the hit that goes right through the shift where no one's at, and it becomes a first and third situation. Then Cronenworth grounds out the Bryce and Stott, throws it over the Gene, or just tosses it over to Gene Segura. Ball pops out of his glove, ruins the transfer, and basically a run scores because of that, and it's still 1 out because the out didn't count at second base because Gene Segura dropped the ball before he was able to fully control it. So, 1-1 game at this point. Runner on first and second actually, 1 out. Myers then flies out, and then Profar grounds out. So Ranger limits the damage in that inning. Go bottom 4, Phillies respond. Bryce Harper leads off with a single, but then Nick Castellanos on the first pitch grounds into a double play. So that doesn't help. Alec Boehm singles with 2 outs on the middle. Bryson Stott doubles to right field. Moves Boehm over the third. So second and third for Gene Segura. 1-2 count. Fouls off a couple of pitches. And then probably on the worst pitch thrown in the entire bat, somehow Gene Segura gets wood on it and gets it over the second baseman in the right field. Scores Stott and Boehm. Becomes a 3-1 Phillies lead there. And then Gene Segura gets picked off. So basically the wild game for Gene Segura continues there. Top 5. Padres respond. Rhys Hoskins booed at first base on a ball that he should easily have. I'm serious. Rhys Hoskins makes the simplest plays look terrible or impossible, and he makes the impossible plays look easy. That's Rhys Hoskins for you. Classic Rhys Hoskins. It's terrible. It's terrible. That's outright. That's a play that's got to be made. That's a play that babies make. Babies. Little leaguers. Every single league makes that but Rhys Hoskins. Simple as that. Becomes a second, Grisham goes to second. Then Nola grounds out to force Grisham over the third. And then Kim grounds out, scores Grisham. 3-2 lead there. And then Ranger gets out of the fifth. That would be his last pitch, or his last out, basically, before he comes out of the game. Phillies go down 1-2-3 in the fifth. Go to the sixth. Eflin out there, gets Machado to ground out, and then Drury reaches on an infield single. Cronenworth then singles. First and third. In comes Josh Bell. 0-2 or 2-0 count, actually. Grounds out the Gene Segura, throws at the Dyson Stott, and then he throws a dime for a double play. Gets out of that situation. Bottom sixth. After JT and Bryce get 2 outs to start the inning, get Castellanos on an 0-2 count, finds a slider that he likes, reaches out for it, and pulls it down the left field line, double with 2 outs. And here comes Alec Bohm with Musgrove still out there on the mound. Goes after the first pitch, lines it to right field, past a diving Juan Soto, scores a run, makes it a 4-2 ball game there. Then the Padres go to the bullpen. Alvarado comes in for the 7th after a leadoff single by Profar. Alvarado gets 2 strikeouts and a ground out to end off that inning. Bottom of the 7th, after a 2 outs hit by Schwarber, nothing happens there. Top 8 for the Padres. Juan Soto in a battle with Jose Alvarado after Alvarado almost beamed him with 100 miles near his hands. Soto laces one into left field, gets a leadoff single. Then Rob Thompson elects to go to the bullpen, brings out Seranthony. Seranthony gets the next 3 outs. Ends off that inning. Bottom of the 8th, Phillies go down 1-2-3. In comes Seranthony for the 9th. You can tell in the first at bat to Josh Bell, the location wasn't there. 2 pitches that were balls and then a single up the middle. And then Profar, you can tell he was losing his command in that part of the at bat, but then he found a way to get the strike zone back. And then he got the call that benefited him from the third base umpire. Said Profar swung first out of the inning. And then he gets Grisham to pop up on 2 pitches. And then he gets Nola to strike out on 4 pitches. So Seranthony definitely built some confidence after that strikeout call, and it definitely changed the momentum of the inning. Phillies win. Phillies win 4-2. They take a 2-1 series lead here in the NLCS. Looking at the other, like I said, back at the rotation, or for Ranger Suarez, actually, can't deny what he did today. He was great. 5 innings, 2 hits allowed, 2 runs, 1 earned because of an error. 0 walks, 3 strikeouts, 68 pitches. Who knows? Maybe Ranger is available for short rest one of these days, but I would assume that Phillies most likely they go with either a Bailey Falter or Noah Syndergaard tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe they've announced it on Twitter. I just have to check. I know the Padres, they announced they're starting Clevenger tomorrow, so I'm not sure what the leash is going to be for Clevenger in that instance. Eflin, an inning, 2 hits allowed, gets out of that situation on 17 pitches. Alvarado allows 2 hits, but also strikes out 2 on 27 pitches. And then Seranthony allows 1 hit and strikes out 3 on 34 pitches. Musgrove, I felt like they let him off the hook, even though he did allow 4 runs, 5 2/3 innings, 8 hits allowed, 4 earned, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts on 100 pitches. And the home run allowed to Kyle Schwarber to lead off the first inning for the Phillies. And looking at the Phillies lineup, Kyle Schwarber looks like he's finding his groove again. He goes 2 for 4 in this game with an RBI on the solo shot. Rhys Hoskins 0 for 3 with a walk. JT 0 for 3 with a walk. Bryce Harper 1 for 4, so he continues to find ways to get on base. Nick Castellanos got that huge 2-out hit in the 6th inning. Alec Bohm with that huge hit, double to score Nick Castellanos. He went 2 for 3 in this game with an RBI. Bryson Stott had a huge game, 2 doubles, 2 for 3. Gene Segura had that huge clutch hit, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs, and Brandon Marsh goes 0 for 3. So, different guys. So this was basically the Gene Segura game. Alec Bohm got the RBI as well, and same thing with Kyle Schwarber on the solo shot. Weird game for Gene Segura. Chaos game, honestly, you can describe it as. Get the huge 2-out hit to score 2 runs, makes amazing plays in the infield, and then makes terrible plays in the infield. So, and he also gets picked off. He's probably the first player to ever see that. Or knows. But man, Jesus. All the blood pressure rising in the world after that game. Especially after the 9th. And all those errors, my God. My God, how are we winning these games with all these errors? With all this, like, poor fundamental baseball on the field? How are we winning these games? I don't understand it. I don't care, though. I don't care. We're winning games, and that's all that matters. I don't understand it. I just completely don't understand it. This team doesn't make sense. This team does not make sense. Give a lot of credit to the pitching, though. A lot of credit to the pitching, and I guess timely hitting. They were a lot better with hitting with 2 outs today. Definitely a lot better than the first 2 games in this series. Definitely a lot better. But pitching has definitely been a bright spot for this team. Probably something that's carried them in their wins. So that's basically one thing that we gotta, look at there. But I want to see who the Phillies have announced. I want to see if the Phillies announced anyone with the game tomorrow. I'm not sure if anyone did. Because I know the Padres announced Clevenger. But we got to see. We got to see. I'm trying to see. Okay, here we go. So it sounds like, okay, Bailey Falter is going to start. Okay. Okay, this is from Michael Barkan. Falter over Syndergaard. More lefties in his lineup. Syndergaard's not out of the question during the game now. So it's most likely going to be Bailey Falter piggybacked by Noah Syndergaard. That's what I would assume. Maybe if you take Bailey Falter out with like 1 or 2 outs, maybe you bring in an Andrew Bellotti to get those final 2, and then bring in Noah Syndergaard for a clean inning. That's basically what I would expect at this point. Maybe get Bailey Falter first time through the order, yank him, bring in Syndergaard. Maybe he goes 3 innings or 2, then you go to the rest of the bullpen. That's what I would assume. That's what I would assume at this point. It's going to be definitely going to be a huge thing right there for Bailey Falter. He hasn't pitched in a while. Honestly, when was I think his last game was the day after they clinched in Houston, where he only pitched 1 inning because they just figured, okay, let's just yank Falter so he doesn't get injured, and then just rest him and use the rest of the bullpen there. So Falter hasn't pitched in a while. Honestly, if you go back to it, when was that game? It was definitely at the beginning of October, I believe, when it was the day after they clinched. I gotta see this. When was the last time Falter pitched? When was the last time? Let's see. Second half. When was the last time Falter pitched? Okay, October 4th was the last time Falter pitched. That was 2.5 weeks ago was the last time he pitched. So who knows? Who knows what happens? But we're going Bailey Falter tomorrow versus Mike Clevenger. And Mike Clevenger, let's see what he's done for this postseason with the Padres so far. So let's go to tomorrow's game. Clevenger on the mound. What has he done this postseason for them? Let's see. In the postseason, so he pitched in 1 game against the Dodgers. He didn't pitch at all against the Mets. He only went 2 2/3 innings with 6 hits allowed, 4 earned runs. So he struggled against the Dodgers. So maybe that's something you can take to his advantage. This is where definitely the rotation gets less, gets weaker for the Padres. Darvish, Snell, Musgrove, they're their big 1, 2, 3. You do have, depth with Clevenger, Manaea, but I'm definitely not afraid of those 2. I think the Phillies can find a way to get around Mike Clevenger. I know the Phillies faced him a couple of times this year, or maybe once. I need to see. How many times did the Phillies played him this year? I think it was only once, and I believe that was in Philadelphia. Yeah, the Phillies played up. When they were in Philadelphia, he threw 5 innings, struck out 5, allowed 1 hit. So that was back in May. This is October. This is a different Phillies team than they were in May. So I expect something different. I definitely do. Definitely expect a lot of things that are different. So, Bailey Falter, Mike Clevenger tomorrow. See what happens. Let's see what happens. Hopefully it's something good. And I do see someone in the chat saying that it might rain on Sunday. Let me check. Because tomorrow's 7:45, I believe. And then Sunday's 2 o'clock. So let's see what they do on Sunday. Let's see what the weather looks like. If my phone would load. 36% chance of rain in the afternoon. Considerable cloudiness, occasional rain showers in the afternoon. 40% chance. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah. They'll probably get that game in on Sunday, most likely. Tomorrow's 70 degrees, Sunday 65. Yeah. I would think they get that game in on Sunday. regardless, it's 40% chance of rain. It doesn't sound like it's going to be torrential downpours or anything. If it's like a light rain, they'll play through it, most likely. Most likely. But yeah. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Fun times here, boys. Fun times. Fun times. 2-1 series lead. Try to win it tomorrow. I need the offense, though. Need the offense. Got to worry about tomorrow first before you worry about Sunday. Definitely there. So let's go through the live feed, see what the guys are doing here in the feed. Timothy watched the game with the uncle, was a nail biter, but still were dominant. That's a nice time with their Timothy. Scott says, according to the Padre podcast, they are starting Clevenger tomorrow. Yeah, I saw that. Dr. Drew, how are you doing, man? Let's go, Phils. I told you Phillies fans that they had it in him. And then we get a little bit of a back and forth between MP and Dr. Drew. Oh, God. I know MP is like really on the Mets fans. Mr. W, people are in an uproar about the check swing call. He went close, but he went. Yeah, I think it can go both ways. So we are going to be short with our best relievers for the next game or more. I would assume at this point it's the playoffs. They're going to have to be available. That's what I would assume. I would assume Alvarado and Eflin are available. Sir Anthony, they might not want to use him tomorrow. Really depending on it. You do got Robertson back there, but it's basically, I would assume everyone's going to be available tomorrow out of the bullpen. The Phillies ball girl made a better play tonight than Hoskins, but hey, got the W. Yeah, that's all that matters. The Phillies woke up because the other night they watched your podcast when you said Harper is not the only guy that has to help the team out. Other guys have to step up to show they heard that. Oh, yeah, did they listen to TTP Sports? I hope that's the reason. I hope every Phillies player, when they go to bed, they go on their phones, iPad, whatever they have, or whatever. They look up TTP Sports and say, hey, this dude's right. We got to step up for Bryce. MPA, yeah, I know, man. You're sick of Hoskins. I'm getting sick of him too, honestly. But Topper's not going to make any changes there. Union are in the semifinals. If they win, they go to the championship. Yeah, I saw that. Good for them. Good for them. I'm just not a soccer guy. It's not my thing. Ranger pitched a freaking gem. 2 slow roller hits. That's it. Yeah, Ranger was good. Ranger was really good today. He definitely proved a lot today. I'm surprised how long they let Musgrove in while they were taking out Ranger. Suarez early says something about our confidence in our pitchers. I don't think it's the fact that I think if the defense wasn't as bad as it was, Ranger would have went deeper. I think it was just solely because of the defense forcing Ranger to, throw extra pitches. I would assume that. You can live with an error here and there, but Hoskins at the 2 would hit, for God's sakes, now 135. Yeah. Hopefully Hoskins responds the same way against the Braves, makes some terrible errors, and hits some bombs to make up for them. Hopefully. Stott or Bohm deserve to be moved up in the lineup, preferably the 2 spot. Topper's not going to make any changes. Are you watching the ALCS, and who do you want to face in the World Series? The Astros are going to the World Series. The Yankees are not beating them. So that's basically what's going to happen there, BJ. No, the Yankees are not beating the Astros. It's not happening. Not happening. What else? How do you feel about the Yankees fans saying the Phillies can't beat the big brothers of New York? Honestly, if the Phillies played the Yankees in the World Series, I don't think the Yankees are a good team. I think the Phillies could handle the Yankees, in my honest opinion. Astros are a different story. We'll get to that if it happens. Give me Syndergaard. It sounds like right now Falter is going to start, most likely piggybacked by Syndergaard. That's probably what's going to happen. Most likely, so. Right now, let's see what's going to be happening. Let's see what's going to be happening at this point. What? You got yourself a win. Got yourself a win right now in a game that was must win. Game that was must win. Now, I kind of want to see the offense go off for the pitching tomorrow. I think the offense needs to win the game tomorrow. That's probably the most important thing. Clevenger, I know he can have his good games, but he can also have a game where he blows up. I am not afraid of my Clevenger. I am not. I need the offense to go off tomorrow. I need the offense to help out this pitching. They did it in Game 4 against the Braves. They need to do it in Game 4 against the Padres tomorrow night. I need this offense to go off even more. They can't be letting these pitchers consistently off the hook. They're getting way too many chances to not drive these runs home. They got to start, pounding these guys into the dirt, specifically the pitchers. Gave Musgrove one too many chances, especially in that first inning. They eventually cashed in later, but when you get in those early opportunities, you really need to pound them in the dirt. You got to do that. Yeah, definitely too many men stranded tonight. You need to be way better with runners in scoring position. But hey, you have the clutch hits, and the Padres didn't. These two teams are similar, but you got the important hits when they needed to. But you need to be way better. I need the offense to step up tomorrow. Because can't really rely on a guy, Belly Falter and Noah Syndergaard, to keep those bats quiet from the Padres. You can't rely on that. You got to rely on your offense tomorrow. They got to come out. They got to go hard. And they got to dominate tomorrow. Take a 3-1 series lead going into Game 5 Sunday. Let's see. Gotta see. But hey, when it's all that matters right now. Now focus on tomorrow. Try to take a 3-1 series lead. Offense needs to step up. That's the most important thing there. So, I think that is where we're going to end it tonight, everyone. Thank you for joining tonight's stream. I appreciate it as always. Do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. I like to see those. Do not forget to drop a like on the video. Do not forget to check out the description down below. BrodesMedia Painted Lines. I recommend all of that. Same thing with hitting the subscribe button. And also using the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. It is a great deal. Do not pass that up. Thank you once again, everyone, for joining tonight's stream. And